If you've been watching the last couple of weeks, you've seen that we have been talking here on the channel about the officer positions, both appointed, elected, different roles in a motorcycle club or organization. We're not a club. Guardians of the Children is an organization, but we do have officers, both we have a board that is elected, and we do have some appointed positions as well. I've talked in the past about the importance of the road captain and the secretary, and this week I wanted to talk a little bit about the president, so stick around. And welcome back to the channel. If this happens to be your first time here, I say it every week. Thanks for stopping by. Welcome. I do appreciate that. I just do a video once a week here from the Charlotte region. We talk about Harley-Davidson, our organizations that we're a part of, any upgrades I've done on the bike, trips that we're taking, and lately, the last 2 weeks, we've been talking about the organization and the different roles in that organization. So this week, I did want to talk about the president. Now, the president role varies whether you're in an organization such as myself and my family, whether you're in an RC or an MC. So it's going to be specific to the type of organization that you're a part of. For us, being a part of the organization that we are, we're a 501c3 organization. We're a nonprofit. We're not an MC by any means. We do have bylaws, a constitution that we do go by, but we're not an MC. We don't pretend to be an MC, and we don't operate like an MC. Now, we do exist in that world, so there are some similarities. But our president, our Constitution says it the best. The president serves as basically the CEO of the chapter. He oversees, he's in charge of everything. We're very fortunate in our chapter. Our president, Wheels, he's in his second term. He's been with the organization for a while. He does a very good job. And to be honest with you, when I decided to join Guardians of the Children, there is a chapter that is right here closer to us. But I chose the Mooresville chapter just because Wheels was the president. His reputation in the motorcycle community is impeccable. He's a stand-up guy. You can trust him. He does what he says, and that means a lot. And his reputation, like I said, is excellent. And people I talked to said, look, if you can associate with this guy, that's who you want to be around. So I've been a part of the organization for over a year. My son, my wife, we've both been a part of it, and we're all very happy with the organization. And with Wheels, his role, being the CEO, he oversees everything. So, his job, I mean, you need to have a very strong support team below you, a good VP, a good sergeant at arms, treasurer, secretary. You need to have a good, strong board that you can delegate items to. Because what happens if you don't have that, then you're not able to delegate, and then you take on too much responsibility for yourself, you can get burned out. So part of this role for the president is being able to delegate accordingly and just take some of the weight off of you. Our vice president, which we'll get into in a future video, he does an amazing job. It's hard to find anyone that does more work for the organization than he does. But our president, as well as running the organization, he's also basically the liaison, easy for me to say, between our organization and the other clubs in the area, whether it be MCs, RCs, or whatever. He lets them know who we are, what we do. We're not a threat. We all get along, that they know exactly who we are. So if they see us on the road, they don't think that we're somebody that's coming into their territory or anything like that, because we don't want any trouble. They all know Wheels, our president. They all know him. They respect him, and they respect our organization, and they know that we're not a threat. So people pretty much leave us alone. We get along well with everyone. So the president's job is to keep those relationships good. His job is to make sure that this chapter is running smoothly. And I've got my constitution here with it lists the duties of the various officer positions and the president. I think the other important part that it says here is he is a liaison between our chapter and our international board of directors, because they do oversee the entire organization. And if there is something going on, they need to be made aware of it. Now, we have ambassadors in place to help with that, but Wheels has a very good relationship with our founders and with our international board of directors, and stays in contact with them and is not afraid to lean on them for any kind of guidance, because that's what they're there for. They started this organization, and he's not afraid to pick up the phone and say, hey, look, this is the situation we've got going on. What kind of guidance can you give? And they're very good at providing that. So he's got to juggle quite a few balls. Not to mention that he's married and has a job that he does, but he also runs this organization, this chapter. So he's got to make sure that he's got a good, strong board that he can delegate to. He's got to keep the relationships with the various clubs and organizations good and make sure there's no hostilities there. And we show up at a lot of different events. Mooresville, they have it's called Throttle Thursday once a month through the spring, summer, and fall. They shut down Main Street, and it's a distillery that sponsors this Myrtle Made Distillery. They sponsor it, and you'll see we'll be there. There'll be several other motorcycle clubs and other organizations. Everybody gets along great. There's usually I've been going for, I don't know, 3-4 years now, and I've never seen any kind of issues up there. There's been no hostility. Everybody gets along. Yes, there are MCs. There are 1% MCs, and everybody gets along and has a great time. And Wheels' job as president is to ensure that we can go to events like that and feel safe, because he keeps those relationships even. He makes sure that they know who we are, what we're doing, and that we're not a threat. So those are important things that they do. Our president serves, and all of our board members, they serve a 2-year term. And I believe this is Wheels' second term. And again, there's a lot to it. I think he's doing a fantastic job. As a full patch member, I'm not an officer by any means, but I'm trying to let my board of directors, including Wheels, know that I'm here if there's anything that I can do to assist. If they want to delegate some duties to me to help with this chapter, to keep this organization running smoothly, I think as a full patch member, it's incumbent upon me to make sure that they know that I'm here for them and that they can lean on me at any time. Just trying to keep the communication open, and just take a little bit of the weight off of him, because there's a lot to his job. These officers, like I said, they work full-time jobs, and running this organization, running this chapter is like a second full-time job. So if they can get any kind of assistance, so look, reach out to your officers and say, hey, what can I do to help you? What can I do to take some of the burden away from you so that you aren't going to get burned out and disappear on us? We don't want that to happen. So that's pretty much it. I mean, obviously you can see that the president is a very important position. We're very fortunate that we have a very good president, and we all believe in him and are there for him. And that's the thing too. He leads by example. He asks any of us to do anything, we're going to do it for him, because we know that he's there for us. So we'll be there for him. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. We'll cover some more. I want to do the treasurer and probably the vice president. We'll cover that, the sergeant at arms. Those will be in upcoming videos. But if you have any feedback, please be sure to comment down below. Love to hear how your organization does it, if it's different than ours. And I'm always trying to pick up little ideas from different organizations. Usually I get emails and Facebook messages from folks from other organizations here locally that give me some feedback, which is great. Keep that up. I like that. But that was it. That's all I had this week. Ride safe, ride off, and enjoy this beautiful weather. I will see you in the next one.